Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura, also known as Butterfly Stitches 83, also known as cotton_and_clay UK over on Instagram. And this is my little area of YouTube that's all about cross stitch. So welcome back if you have seen me before, and if you are brand new and this has popped up on your feed, hello, welcome. Please stick around, see my projects, see if there's anything you like, and if you do, then please feel free to hit that subscribe button. It is Friday, it is the last day of school for my kiddos, aka the last day of freedom. So I've got literally an hour before my daughter comes home, and I thought I better push ahead and try and get this recorded. I'm a little bit over a month since I last did a Flosstube, but in the meantime I did do a Flosstube extra all about Big Stitch, the Big Stitch retreat in Rotherham. So if you didn't catch that, if that didn't wind up on your feed, then feel free to go and check the video out that's been posted before this one. There's going to be a couple of things that are duplicates, because I want to kind of make my channel so that if you don't want to watch the Flosstube extras and you just want to watch the monthly Flosstube videos, that I don't want people to miss out on stuff. So so there will be a couple of things that are like that people who watch the Big Stitch recap will have already seen, but mostly it won't be, and if you want to see all my haul from Big Stitch, you are going to have to go back and watch that video, because I simply do not have time today to show it. I'm also going to start sweating soon, because regular viewers will remember that I have a neighbour's fence that is literally right there, right outside the door in front of me, and they have been known to stop and stare and watch me do my floss tubes. And they're in the garden at the moment, so I've had to quickly shut the door. So if I start dripping with sweat, that is why. It is still really hot here in the UK, and it's, as always, especially hot in my conservatory. So yeah, I'll do my best not to end up a horrible hot sweaty mess by the end of this video. So what have we got today? So as I say, if you want to see all the Big Stitch recap stuff, then feel free to go and watch the previous video where I did a big deep dive on what went down and what I bought and how the retreat was and all the rest of it. So instead today, I'm just purely going to be showing you my cross stitch and a little bit of haul, and I've also got a couple of giveaways at the end of this video. Cross stitch wise, I've got 2 finishes, 3 new starts, 7 whips, tiny bit of haul, as I say, bit of plans and a couple of giveaways, and yeah, the feature that your favourite and mine that I nicked from Sarah Stitchybug is things that annoyed me this month and things that I love this month, so stay tuned for those little gems at the end there as well. But let's start with a little life update. Not that I've got much to report at all really. Since the last month, it's just been full on with school stuff. It's the last day of school today, so it's just been, you know, reports and events, and, you know, my shoes don't fit anymore, and all of those end of school things. So yeah, it's been that, and it's been very hot, as I say. And this is also the room that I have to work in for my day job. So mostly I've just been trying to get through the day. To be totally honest with you, the last couple of weeks, I've just been trying to get through the day without, you know, melting, get my work done, deal with my kids, and hopefully find some stitchy time in the evening. Thankfully, my husband bought me this brilliant fan a few weeks ago, and it is literally the only way I've been able to survive working out here in the middle of the day when the sun is high, and also the only way I've been able to do any stitching because we've been having it in the lounge. The downside is, with a fan going, your thread is just like constantly twisted, so it's not the neatest stitching I've ever done in the world, but who cares? It's fine. It's all fine. I've also got a little cotton and clay update. So you guys may or may not know that I've got my own Etsy shop, Cotton and Clay, where I sell handmade cross stitch accessories, needle minders, scissor fobs, ring bling, etc. and it had been on a hiatus since December. And as promised, I have reopened. We're doing things a little bit differently. I'm at the moment, I'm just listing stock that I've already made and got in stock, so that I don't have to worry about making things to order, just because I was burning out, to be totally honest with you, and having some mental health struggles towards the end before I put the shop on hiatus. And I'm also working more hours now, and my kids have got more demands and stuff, so just don't have as much time to be doing as much individual making to order. So instead I'm just selling the stock that I have, but that is still about 50 odd listings, and then I will then start to create sort of little collections, put them in stock and sell them as and when. So if you want to get your hands on any cross stitch accessories completely handmade, then please hop over to the link. I will put it in the description down below to go and check that out. And as I say, it will kind of make things a little bit more exclusive, because there is a sense of when it's gone, not necessarily forever, but certainly for the time being. So if you want to get yourself a sort of unique bit of cross stitch accessory, mostly needle minders, then please hop over to my Etsy shop and check that out. So that's enough housekeeping. Let's move on to stitching. So I've got two finishes, one of which I already showed in the Big Stitch recap video, but as I say, I'm going to show it again now for anyone who's not watching the Flosstube extras. And this was what I finished whilst at Big Stitch. And this is Whale of a Time from Love Poppet. It's so pretty, and I was very excited to finish it and to go and ring the bell, which was awesome. I'm a little bit close to my camera today, so I'm sorry about that. Let's move back a smidge. Yeah, really fun. Really pleased with how it turned out. The Love Poppet designs are always beautiful, and they're always really fun to stitch. So yeah, I was really excited to have another finish under my belt for this year. Probably not got as many finishes this year so far as I had last year. Don't know, I've not added that up, you know, but don't know, maybe I'll add that up for next video. And my second finish this month is this little guy. And this is the summer from the collection of 4 seasons from Heart in Hand Doodles. And this is the summer version, or my version of it. I stitched from Stash. I basically got all of those threads out of Stash. It looks so dark in this light, but it isn't actually as dark as that. And it's a 28 count linen from Coffee Craft Fabric, I believe. And this means that I can move on to the autumn design in that series, which is the main reason I started the series, with the little pumpkins and stuff. It's really cute, so I'll probably move on to that in about a month or so's time. By the way, I will put a list, as always, in the description of all the projects that I'm mentioning, so that you, if you can't understand my terrible rambling British accent, Essex accent, then you can hop down to the description and see. Right, so that was my 2 finishes. I've also got 3 new starts. Again, people who watched the Big Stitch recap might have seen some of these already, because 2 of them are Big Stitch exclusives. And the first one is another Love Poppet. It's Big Love for Big Stitch. This was one of the Big Stitch exclusives that I pre-ordered before the event, and it's so beautiful. But I'm doing my own take, and I'm doing it in bright summery colours and a really bright opalescent linen. So this is where I'm at so far. So I've done 3 of the letters, and I've started on like the multicoloured lace effect heart. I always forget the name of this fabric, so again I'll put that down in the comments below, but it is a 28 count, either a 28 or a 32 count linen, and it's opalescent. If you can see, it's got that glittery effect, but not in an in-your-face way. It's just fun. And I bought it at the same time as I bought that purple that I used for the whale. So the colours I'm using, if anyone is interested, are these guys. So the yellow is going to be Lemon Zest by Roxy Floss, Blue Raspberry, also by Roxy Floss, Lakeside by Classic Colourworks, Hibiscus by Gentle Arts, Flamingo by Roxy Floss, and Victorian Pink by Gentle Arts. And I'm probably going to leave out, I'm probably not going to have the stitching motifs. I'm just going to either put something summery around there or just leave it with as the heart and the banner. So yeah, that was one of my big stitch new starts that some of us started on our table together, which was really, really fun. If anyone's completely new to the cross stitch world, Big Stitch is a UK stitching retreat that happened a few weeks ago. As I say, more details in my previous video. Okay, and my second new start for the month, I've got it in my beautiful bag that my lovely friend Lorna made us. And it is, now I think I've done quite a bit on this since my Big Stitch video. So this was an exclusive, and it was a free one that was included in our goodie bags. So thank you so much for Sammy at Little Loops for that. It was an amazing free design. It's the Old Barn Stitching Co. Life by the Sea. And yeah, I've done quite a chunk of it. Let me just show you, take my needle minders off. Although I will show you my needle minders in a second. Let's pop them back on to show you guys. If you ever want more information as well about my projects, then hop over to my Instagram, Butterfly Stitches 83, where I show my projects and list all the threads and all the rest of it. So yes, this is now what I've completed. I bought this fabric, a 28 count even weave, from Megan at Coffee Craft while I was there, because the piece of fabric I brought was going to be too small, I realised. This little puffin was also included in our goodie bags, and that's by Little Loops as well. And this beautiful puffin was commissioned by my friend Lorna and made by the amazing Charlie Feathers. So we are lots and lots of puffins. So yeah, I'm pretty chuffed. I came home, I hadn't done much at all when I was at Big Stitch. We literally just started it. But then I came home and I could not stop, and now I've done the whole little house and I absolutely love it. And there's not really, I mean, I've possibly done half of it really in terms of stitches, or maybe not with all that water thinking about it. But yeah, so I've got, I've made a good old stab at it, literally and figuratively. So yeah, I really want to get this done by the end of the summer. It's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I'm just enjoying, as I say, I couldn't put it down. I was like a bit obsessed with it. I think it'd been a while since I'd stitched any houses, and I think because stitching houses is so fun, isn't it? Although you can get sick of it when you've done it a lot. And I hadn't done any for a while, so I think I just really, really got into it. All the threads are the called for threads by Weeks Dye Works. I don't know what the situation is with release, whether Sammy is planning on releasing this. As I say, at the moment it's an exclusive for Big Stitch as far as I'm aware. Actually no, because she was selling the patterns. So no, although she gave it to us in our Big Stitch goodie bags, I'm not sure it is an exclusive. So if this one is available, I will put a link down below in the description, because it's so beautiful. If not, I'm sure it will be available at some point on the Little Loops Old Barn Stitching Company website. And my third new start, I've got in this massive bag. The bag's too big for it really, but this was another, you won't even need to watch my haul actually at the end of my Big Stitch, because I'm showing you half of it now because I'm using them all. But yeah, this was what I bought from Stitch Majig. And it's a project I've wanted to start for a while, and it's been in my stash, and I finally started it. And it is the June 2025 design from the Cotton and Twine. So it's the June 2025 Cotton and Twine box project, and it's designed by Little Dove Designs, and it's so pretty, and the flosses are so gorgeous, and I was really excited to start it, and I knew I wanted to start it this month. So right, let's move the needle minder down a little bit. And again, found it really difficult to put this down. This is a 32 count linen that came in the kit. And it was just so fun to stitch this cute little, what I believe is a birdhouse. And this little bunny was gifted to me, but it's also by Little Loops. But yeah, it's so, so cute. And the flowers, the first half of the flower really satisfying, which is good because there are a lot of flowers on here. So it's a good job. I did find that interesting. So yeah, that's my third new start for this month. Forgive me if I'm rushing, but I'm very aware that my daughter is due home at any minute and trying to get as much done as possible. Before I move on to whips, I want to tell you about a new stitch along that we're doing. Again, I think I probably mentioned this in the haul section of my last video, but in case you didn't see that, this is a pattern that Jacob at Modern Folk Embroidery was selling at Big Stitch Retreat, but I do believe you can now buy it. It is free for anyone to buy, and it is all the time in the world. It is huge. He did sign my one. I got him to sign it. It's absolutely massive, and I don't know what I'm thinking of, to be totally honest with you, but we've decided, a few of us, to do it as a stitch along, and I put a little post on my Instagram stories and asked if anyone else wanted to join, and I think there's now like 20 odd people in the stitch along group who are all going to stitch this in their own way with their own threads and all the rest of it, with the idea of us finishing in time for Big Stitch 2028. Big Stitch is on every 2 years. So if you wish to join us, please put your Instagram handle in the notes below and just say, I don't know, all the time Sal or something. And I will add you to our Instagram chat group. And I think we're probably going to start it, well, there's still some debate, but I think we're going to start it 1st of September. But obviously you can start it whenever you want, there's no rules. And I think there might be 2 hashtags. Hashtag They Made Me Do It Sal, and hashtag All the Time Sal. So anyway, watch the space on that. But yeah, if you like this chart, you're happy to begin something really massive, and you want to join us, put your handle, tell me down below and put your handle in the chat, in the comments, and we'll add you to the chat. Right, let's move on to whips. Where are we? Okay, so we've done finishes, we've done that. Right, so just referring to my list. It's been a long week, guys, and my brain is really not working, so I'm probably even more scatty than usual. Right, so this is my first whip, and I've done a tiny bit of this in Flosstube number 23, really tiny, and I've made quite a bit of progress since then. So this is a Stitcher's Quaker by Luminous Fibre Arts. And I'm changing my colourway up a fair bit. Okay, let's get that out. Really should have took my needle minders off first. Sorry about that. It's been a bit of a rush job today, as I say. So here we are. I think when I last showed to you, oh, that's upside down. I'd done the teeniest little bit at the beginning. Let me just fold this slightly so I can show you a bit better. I think I've done this tiny little bit and this little T. So I've since filled in this pincushion and this bird, and it is quite an odd colourway. I was a bit, afterwards I was a bit like, is that too variegated? Is that going to work? But I'm going to power through. I had a few nice comments when I posted it on my Instagram, and people have made me think, you know what, let's go for it. Because I do think the colour looks beautiful on this green fabric. So the fabric is 32 count linen heart-filled moss by Swan Bay Fabrics. And the amazing floss is Dusk by Cottage Garden Threads. Speaking of Cottage Garden Threads, oh God, I'm trying so hard at the moment to resist their advent calendar that is currently on sale. It just looks really, really fun. So yeah, if you've got some spare money and you want to get a stitchy advent, then please go and check them out because it looks amazing. It's like 24 skeins of their hand-dyed floss, and then 24 or 12, well, I don't know how they're doing, I can't remember, little snowflake designs, so you can kind of like build the pattern up over the month. It just sounds awesome. But this is the thread I'm using, Dusk Cottage Garden Threads. This is what it looks like when it's all unraveled. So yeah, we're going to power through. Let me know in the comments what you think, if it's too variegated. But I think at this point I'm just going to go for it because I put in a couple of hours already. And I really like how the floss colour goes with that green. So I think we're just going to go for it and see what happens and see how it looks when it's all sort of coming together and we've done a lot more of it. I mean, obviously I've got quite a fair way to go. So yeah, we'll see how it looks in the end. But yeah, that was one of my whips for this month. Because it's been a little while since my last video, I've actually done more stitching than I thought. I was thinking I hadn't got much stitching done because it's been so hot, but actually when I was putting everything together for this video, I realised I've done more than I thought. So the next bit of progress I've made is on one of my favourites. It's the blue flower in praise of pollinators. Go a bit closer. This is one of my really big projects at the moment. It's so beautiful and I love the message and the fact that it highlights our extremely important pollinating creatures. And yeah, I enjoy stitching it so much. I'm using the Called For DMC and I think this is a Spygart. It's a grey 28 count Spygart linen, light grey or something. Again, it'll all be on my Instagram, all of the details. Oh, let's go back a bit. So this is where I am. It is such a fun project. And the latest part that I think I did since I last saw you was this awesome, I think this is actually a moth. I thought it was a bird at first, but I love it. I love the two-tone flowers. I love this sweet little snail here. I love all the colours. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And it actually stitches up quicker than you think, apart from those bat wings, which killed me. But the rest of it is stitching up quicker than I thought it was. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's a beautiful pattern. If you're looking for sort of a medium-sized piece with lots of colour changes and that's quite meaningful, then I mean, Blue Flower in general, her patterns are amazing, but especially this one. Really, really enjoy that. Right, we're making good time, guys, which is good because my daughter's due home any minute. So next I've made a little bit of progress on another Love Poppet. So that's 3, oh Claire, I hope you're pleased with me. That is 3 Love Poppets in this one video. And it is these Seahorses, which are so fun. And I'm getting fairly close on this one. I think I might be able to, this is probably, well, definitely a finish for this year. But I'm getting pretty close. So here's where we are. I'm a little bit further forward. I'm struggling to fit my stitching in. There we go. So yeah, I did all of these, which is kind of the boring bit. So I've ate some veggies there. And then I think I did this part, and this part down here in my last sort of stitching session. I tend to do, I don't know how you guys do it if you've got multiple whips, but I tend to just stitch on a project for somewhere between 3 and 5 nights. Or days, but mostly I stitch in the evening, and then I put it away and get the next one out. So yeah, you know what, if you're someone with multiple whips, I would really love to hear in the comments how you work it. How do you organize it? How do you know what you're planning on stitching on? Like how long do you spend on each project before moving on to the next one? Or if you're a monogamous stitcher, I would also love to hear from you, because to me that is so different from me. But I'd love to hear if you're a purely monogamous stitcher, or even if you just work on 2 or 3 projects at once. Yeah, I'd love to hear it. I find it really interesting learning about how other people approach the hobby, so please let me know in the comments. Our next whip, gosh, I did get some stitches in, you know, in the last 5 or 6 weeks. I'm pretty pleased. This is really special, and I shared this on my Instagram yesterday and I had so many lovely comments, which was really sweet. So this is Silvercreek Samplings, Wings of Change. It says the butterflies proof that you in darkness can be transformed too. But I've changed up the colourway, of course, as I always tend to do. And I'd saved a load of filling in for Big Stitch, and I did the tiniest bit of it. And then I did the rest when I came home. I was too busy stitching on new things and chatting to my friends. So I've now done the filling in that I wanted on the flower and the butterfly. And this is the colours we've gone for. This butterfly, I really wasn't sure because I thought the blue, the dark blue of the variegated floss was going to potentially blend into the black. But I actually love how it's come out. It just looks like it's meant to be like that. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then these flowers and the inner for these flowers looks amazing as well. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with how that's come out. This fabric is gorgeous. Again, this is coffee craft linen. Yeah, kind of just looks like sky, which was the idea. So I'm excited to crack on with the rest of the words, and then eating lots of veggies with all of that green for the leaves is going to be fun. But anyway, so if you want to know, so for the butterfly, I'm using Cottage Garden Threads Worsford Park. Or I did rather, it's finished. And then for the flower, for the inside of the flower, I used Weeks Dye Works Dahlia. And then for the bright pink outside of the flower, or petals if you like, the blooms on it, I used Cottage Garden Threads Daisy. And I think that's most of what's on there. Oh, and the letters that we've done so far are Cottage Garden Threads Forbidden. Yeah, so really exciting project. I'm taking it slow with this one because I kind of just want it to be a long project, because I just don't want it to end because it's really special. So yeah, and the needle minder that I've put on there is another one of Charlie Feather's. It is one of her minders of the month. So pretty. Right. So let's pop that one away. How many whips have we got left? One, just 3. So this one I was desperate to get out for its second little stitching session, and it's Cherry Magpie by XStitch. Terrible photograph, incredible, well, not terrible photograph, terrible printing job, but beautiful project. And this is such a joy. I'm using the Roxy Floss fabric and floss conversion, and it's so gorgeous. Look at this. Look at those cherries. They're like totally 3D. So I think last time I'd only done this side and the cherries. So this was all new for this month. So cool. I'd love to know what these are though. If anyone else, tell me what these are. Are they bells or something? I just can't figure it out, but I don't care because it's gorgeous. But yeah, let me know. But yeah, I love it so much, and I love the Roxy Floss, and I love the colour of this fabric. Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, if you go onto the Evertake website, Roxy Floss have done a conversion, and that's also where you can get this fabric. But it's so beautiful. And just everything that Jessica brings out is just glorious. But sadly, I'm going to have to try and stitch them one at a time because they're all pretty big. Okay, penultimate whip is Quilted Tiny Town, one of my easy little palette cleansers. And I love it because you can chop it up so easily and just do one little building at a time, which is what I've done. About 2 nights worth of stitching, I stitched on this guy. And I'm eager to finish this one now because I've got a couple of other tiny towns waiting in the wings. But I don't think we're far off because we've only got 2 more fairly big buildings left. And then we're done. Yeah, big fan of Heart in Hand, as you know. Big fan of the tiny towns. Yeah, I really love this quilted one. I don't even quilt, but I like the look. I like the farmhouse vibes. And lastly, the project that I've been working on in the last day or 2. I took it to Big Stitch, didn't work on it, didn't have time. And it is, again, the blue flower. God, this whole video is like 4 different designers. I'm not really diversifying in this video, am I, very much? So this, again, is the blue flower, Pigeon and Puddle. And my lovely friend Cheryl at Cheesecake and Cross Stitch has finished hers, and it's so cute. And it inspired me to grab mine and pull it back out again. So I have now filled in all the grey of his body, and I sort of tried to do it. I didn't want it to be all sort of one way or stripes, or so I did it all like swirly whirly to try and make it as kind of mixed up as possible, so it looked more like feathers. I don't know if that's made any difference whatsoever, or whether I was just doing that for no reason at all. But anyway, yeah, so I've done the filling in and I've started the little flowers here. Lavender, is it, or something? So I'm probably going to finish this flower, maybe come and do the stem underneath, and then pop this one aside for a little bit. But again, you know, I think it'll be a finish this year. It's not, you know, it's not too bad. I'm mostly using, well, I'm using a mixture of the called for colours. So the Cottage Garden threads, I'm using all the called for apart from Nimbus. And then I'm using, I've kind of subbed in the DMCs for the, for the most part, because they were only little bits. So I didn't really feel the need to use the called for. But yeah, so that's my last whip. Oh, it's getting really warm in here now, guys. I think my face has been getting redder, my hair has been getting sweatier since we've been talking, so I do apologise. So before we go on to haul, shall we do the feature, what has been pissing me off this month? So you guys might know I've totally stolen this idea from Sarah Stitchybug, and I'm doing 3 things that have pissed me off each month and 3 things that have pleased me this month. So the first thing that's pissed me off this month is pretty simple, pretty boring. I've already mentioned it like 17 times, but it's hot. It's still hot and it's pissing me off. I've had enough. We've not had rain for weeks. This is England. We're not supposed to be this hot, and the fact is we're not even that hot, if you know what I mean, if you compare us to other countries, but we are not cut out for it. Our houses do not have aircon. Our houses are built to hold heat in the winter, so like we've been opening the loft hatch and all sorts to try and cool the house down of an evening. I have to work in this conservatory and it just boils me over, and it's just, no, I've had enough. I'd like some clouds and some rain, please, and a nice drop in the temperature. To be fair, the last like 4 or 5 days, the temperature has finally dropped a little bit to sort of more like mid-20s, which is better than 30 plus. But yeah, a bit more, please. I think it is meant to be more overcast. And the fact is the schools have broken up, or our school's broken up today. So that means the poor weather is on its way, because the weather's always nice until the schools break up and you need it to be nice, and then it starts raining. So, you know, hopefully that will come true. So that's been annoying me, but a stupid thing to complain about, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm an autumn winter girl, what can I say? The second thing that's annoyed me, or which has made me sad really, is the football. Let me know in the comments if you've been watching the World Cup. Yeah, just, England, they just do it to us every single time, don't they? I was so cynical. I didn't even watch the Mexico games. I just was like, I'm not getting up in the middle of the night to watch those, you know, arrogant, lazy, you know, prima donnas. And then they lure you in and you think, oh, actually, we're doing okay. Could this be the year? You know, they lure you into the quarterfinals and semi-finals. And then even halfway through our semi-final, and we were up, and I was like, oh my God, we're finally going to beat Argentina. Oh my God, this is... And then we got slammed. I know nothing about football, but I think I'm in agreement with what a lot of fans and press have said, which is that we scored 1 goal and the manager went all on defensive way too soon. They bottled it. Basically, they bottled it. And Harry Kane, I mean, the good thing about us being out, we're not out, we've still got to do the pathetic little bronze medal match, which I'll just be stitching and putting my earbuds in, to be honest with you. Yeah, I know. The good thing is that now it's finished, I won't have to listen to the words Harry Kane is a hero anymore. I'm so sick of footballers being called heroes. They're not heroes. They're doing their job, which they're extremely well paid for. And yeah, just hero is the wrong word, unless they're saving someone from a burning building on their way home, or, you know, joining the armed forces. I don't really see how they're a hero. But anyway, or, you know, doing charity work, then you can be a hero for that, of course. But yeah, Harry Kane, like, we play terrible and then he scores 1 goal. Harry Kane's a hero. No, he's not. No. And quite frankly, I think he's quite, like, obviously he's great at scoring goals and that's the point of him being on the team. But the rest of the match, he just sort of lumbers around, doesn't really go into tackle. It's just rubbish. Anyway, so yeah, I think we lost for that reason. And then I think the other reason that we lost, and the other thing which I think is just truly disgusting, and, you know, I'm going to get a little bit political for a second. I know people hate that, but like the way the Argentinian team went in so violently at the beginning of the match was just truly disgusting. The corruption, the clear and obvious corruption that's going on, but with regards to Messi, the Argentinian team, Trump and FIFA, there is so much fishy, dreadful stuff going on, and half of it is in plain sight because that's how powerful they all know they are. They just get away with anything. Yeah, clear corruption. Clearly referees being paid off, and VAR always going Argentina's way. And this sounds like sour grapes. It's not. We would have lost anyway. We made a bad decision. The second half was pants. We didn't play well. But my point is, with all of their games, the VAR decisions always went against the other teams, never went against Argentina. There is something seriously fishy going on. I used to work for the Football Association, and I can only imagine what my ex-colleagues would be saying about all of this. It's wrong. It's all been very wrong. But having said that, we also didn't play well. That second half, we made loads of mistakes. It was rubbish. It was a bad management decision. So anyway, for someone who knows nothing about football, I've rambled on about it for like 4 minutes. But yeah, it's just the same old, same old. My son says, "Oh, I can't watch football with you and Dad because you're too negative." He's 13. And then when he was like crushed, bless him, after the defeat, and this is a bit of a bad mum, but I was just trying to make my point. I was like, okay, so imagine that for 30 more years, 25 more years, and that's where me and your dad are, and that's why we're cynical and negative. So there you go. The third thing annoying me is the fact that it's school holidays, which means I love my kids, but it's just going to be so difficult. I work every day now rather than 2 days a week, so I can't do as much with them. We have got a couple of weeks off in the school break, thankfully. I can't do much with them, so they'll just be rattling around the house. I mean, hopefully my eldest is going to go out a fair bit, but my daughter will be making life really difficult while I'm trying to work. And I'm grateful that Mum and Dad are doing some of the childcare, bless them. Thank you so much, Mum and Dad. But yeah, it's just, I know it's going to be 6 weeks of stress. Sorry, I know you're not supposed to say that, are you? You're supposed to say it's going to be 6 really fun, amazing weeks, and but I tell it like it is. That's how it is. Let me know in the comments if your kids have broken up yet, if you're dreading it, if you're looking forward to it, if you're a bit of both. And a more positive note, here's the 3 things that have pleased me this month. And the first one is the school holidays. School's finished, yay. No more school admin to be clogging up my mental space. And also it's time that I can do fun things with my kids. So it's also fallen into my happy pile. This is how I feel about parenting in general. You are constantly being torn between, I can't take this anymore, it's too difficult, and I love my kids so much and they're so fun. And you're constantly being torn in those 2 directions. And I just think the 6 weeks summer holidays, 8 weeks if you're in the US, I think, is just the sort of perfect, captures that perfectly, because you love them and you're having so much fun, but at the same time they're driving you crazy. So yeah, school holidays, summer holidays is featuring on my pissed off list and my pleased list, just to encapsulate that. 2 other things that have pleased me. The first one is something that I've just started watching in the last couple of days on Sky Atlantic called The 5-Star Weekend. Really, I'm like 3 episodes in. It's really good. It's about a woman who has she's lost her husband, and she's, I think that was like 6 months ago, and she's obviously having a bad time, and she feels like she's in a rut, and she wants to pull herself out of that. So she puts together what's called a 5-star weekend, where 5 of her friends are coming to her like beautiful house in Nantucket. I mean, if anyone watches from the US and has been to Nantucket, it looks beautiful. Is it as amazing as it looks? Because it looks like the most perfect seaside town. And that's coming from someone who lives in a seaside town, a British one. And they all go to this house in Nantucket, but they don't know each other. She's basically chosen 5 friends from all stages of her life. She's got like a mum friend, a college friend, a childhood friend, a fan from someone who watches her video. She does like online baking videos. Yeah, but every one of them has got their own baggage and their own secret, and it's kind of all manifesting in this weekend. Anyway, if you like girly stuff, if you like fun sort of what do they call it? I've forgotten the word, but like mini drama, is that what they call it? Like where it's just everything, I can't imagine there'll be more than one season just all together in like 8 episodes. Then yeah, I recommend it. Sky Atlantic, the 5-star weekend. And finally, this is really nerdy, but it's what I've been doing this month. Township. It is a game on my phone. I never play games on my phone, ever. But somehow this popped up and I thought it looked fun, and I downloaded it, and I've become quite obsessed. It's kind of like, I never played The Sims, but it kind of reminds me of that kind of thing. It's like a world building thing. And you have a farm and you have factories, and you have houses and shops, and you have to like keep all the products going so that you can expand your town. It's so lame, it is so nerdy, but I'm totally hooked. And yeah, I've just been enjoying it. So decided to be honest, I'm not cool. I mean, I'm already not cool because this is a channel about cross stitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is not the coolest of cool hobbies, but I don't care. I've never been cool. So to make myself even more nerdy, I'm now going to tell you that I've been playing a game called Township on my phone for the last couple of weeks, and it's great. And if any of you play Township, please let me know your numbers, so that your like handle ID numbers, so that we can go in a collab and send each other cookies and wheat and strawberries and milk and whatever else you need. Please do let me know. My son tells me it's a sort of game that's only played by middle-aged women, so which come from him because he plays Minecraft, which as far as I can tell is very similar. So yeah, if you are one of those middle-aged women, let me know. Right, so that's that. Let's do the tiniest of tiny haul, which is basically just threads from my thread club that I'm in, Weeks Dye Works thread club. And I've actually got 3 weeks worth to show you, I'm afraid. And then I've got 2 cotton and twine boxes to show you, and 2 cotton and twine giveaways. So let's quickly do, I don't know what order these are in, but anyway. So this was month 17. Islamorada, can't even say that. Island Breeze. If you can get into a Weeks Dye Works Floss Club, by the way, I highly recommend. This one is actually closed, but there's other people running them. Talking Dog are running one. Iris. Indian Summer. Independence. Icicle. Iceberg. Hydrangea, Hunter, and Honeysuckle. So we've moved on to H's. You know, we're actually getting somewhere. So the idea of this thread club is you get 10 threads a month, and they're going through the Weeks Dye Works alphabet effectively. 18, we've got Ivy, Jaybird, Jealousy, that's pretty, Julian, Julep, Juniper. Oh, this is funky. Jack-o'-lantern. Perfect Halloweeny. Kentucky Bluegrass. Who names these? That must be a fun job having to name them. King Mackerel. That's a really nice silvery grey. And Coal, which I've used many times already. I've bought and used separately, is what I mean. So that's K's, okay. So I think we're moving a bit more swiftly through the alphabet as the months go on. Like, we was on A's, B's and C's for about 8 months or something. And this is the most recent one. And we've got Lagoon, beautiful teal. Lancaster Red. I've used that before in quite a few of the tiny towns, I think. Latte. Wow. Lemon Chiffon. That is bright in real life. Lemonade. Very familiar with this one because I stitched my Quaker entirely in lemonade. Lavender. That's gorgeous. Lavender Rose. Ladybug, that's cute. Kudzu. And Crisp Bonbon. If anyone has any explanation for any of those names as well, that's always nice to know. I loved it when I was talking about 11 points from Roxy Floss, and I didn't know what that meant. It's a red. And then I was told that it was related to the Canadian flag and the Canadian symbol of the maple leaf. So I love finding out new stuff like that. So feel free. Right, the first giveaway is I'm going to give away the kit for the Stitch Along for Historical Samplers Halloween Patchwork sale. This is the first part, just to give you a sneak peek. They are sending them to me digitally, so whoever wins, I'll be sending the charts onto you digitally, and I can send you a hard copy as well if you'd like. So that's part 1. It's called the Spooky Halloween Patchwork Stitch Along, and I'll also show you, obviously this is opened already so I can check it. I will also show you what you get in here. So it's a 32 count linen in grey. And here is all your flosses. Beautiful, bright Halloweeny colours, and with some lovely greens as well, and a gold needle. So if you would like to win the kit and the charts for that, then please make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Put a comment down below, and then at the end of your comment put the word spooky. Let's put the word spooky, S-P-O-O-K-Y, if you want to be entered into that giveaway. And then my second giveaway is, no, not that one. It is this month's Cotton and Twine box. So it will all be repackaged in this packaging. And it is a design by Yaz at Yasmin's Made with Love. And it's a lobster with some little fishies. Beautiful colours. I won't be stitching this one because I'm frightened of lobster. That's a whole other thing. But the colours are amazing. And if you would like to get your hands on this, so you'd get the chart. This lovely little decoration that's kind of like a fisherman's house. Vegan friendly limoncello gummies. The finishing, so the backing fabric. Really nice stripy backing fabric, and the why can I never remember what this trim is called? I always want to call it Rick Rack, but it's not. This bobbly trim to make it into the pillow. That's shown here. And of course you get your fabric and your floss and your needle. Oh, and you get an Earl Grey tea bag. And you get, again, it's 32 count linen version. And these beautiful coloured flosses. Stunning. So if you'd like to win all of that, please make sure you're subscribed to this channel. And leave me a comment down below about this video, about your stitching, about your life, about anything you like, and then make sure you include the word lobster. If you'd like to be entered into the giveaway for both, that's absolutely fine. Just comment spooky and lobster, and I'll make sure that you're put in for both giveaways. And again, I'm afraid it's going to have to be UK only, because these are quite big parcels. It costs an absolute fortune to send them overseas. So yeah, UK only, please, on that one. And yeah, now that my shop's back up and running, I'll get a few little bits and pieces from my shop together to do an international giveaway, or I might do a gift voucher for an international giveaway, because there'll be all my items are quite small, so I'll try and do that for in a couple of videos time. What else? Plans, stitchy plans. Speaking of Yasmin Made with Love, I've got 2 of her whips that I want to get some more stitches in. It's her Queen Bee, a sort of Quaker style bee, quite an old one, and Lemon Study that I started last year as part of her fruit range. So I'd like to get a few more stitches into that. I need to work on some whips and leave myself some filling in to take on holiday when I go on holiday at the end of August. I want to do some more on that Love Poppet Big Stitch exclusive. That needs a few more stitches for sure. And I also want to start the Primrose Cottage Summer Quaker. So those of you who was watching last year, you'll see I did all the other seasons, but I didn't have a chance to do summer. So I want to start that one. So that's a lot of plans. Whether I do those, who the heck knows. So I think that's it for today. I'm getting too hot. I've got to open my door and yeah, neighbours be damned. But thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I post content once a month. I'm not going to be hounding you. Once a month, Flosstube, and then the occasional Flosstube extra. As I say, if you want to know more about Big Stitch and all the haul that I got from there, some of which I've shown, all the haul, all the amazing presents, everything we got in our goodie bags. If you just want to know more about stitching retreats in general, then yeah, make sure you check out my previous video. Oh, also a little update. I've just registered and signed up and paid my deposit to go to the Dragonfly retreat, which is next August, and they do still have places. So if anyone's looking, oh, where is it? I want to say Lincolnshire, but I might be making that up. If I think of it, I'll put the link to that Facebook page in my description as well. Yeah, just if anyone's looking for a retreat they want to go to. Big Stitch, as I say, is only on every 2 years, so they won't be back until 2028. But they are doing Big Stitch Market, which is kind of, they're going to just do a big 2-day market where they're showcasing loads of our favourite stitchy shops and vendors. So rather than a retreat all sitting around stitching, there'll be a small stitching area, but it will mostly be for shopping. So yeah, make sure you look that up as well if you're interested. And if you know of any other stitchy days or retreats, especially in the southeast or Essex area, then please do let me know. So I hope you liked this video. Please leave me a comment, please subscribe, and I will see you next month for more stitchy things. Happy stitching, bye.